Good morning. Good morning. Nothing like a Monday. Out the door 2:45, 2:40 a.m. On my way to the gym, on my way to get this week started. Excited. I had I'll share with you something. I believe Friday. I want to say Friday. I got an email message saying that a portion of transactions that I was expecting to close today, tomorrow, over the next couple days has fallen through because certain contingencies or certain things have happened. Basically, listen, what you expected to come in probably won't happen, right? And I can always say the old me because I definitely see that there's a person who has changed substantially. It would have been devastating because it's always devastating, just like a child waiting on his father to come pick him up because he promised to take him to go get some shoes and then he never shows up. It's devastating. That's probably some of the first levels of devastation that a person could feel. My opinion is that when a parent says they will do something and then the parent fails to follow through with what they said they would do, right? You get it? So now as an adult, you take that into your adultness in your life, and when something doesn't go as planned, then you have that same feeling of being let down. So I get this information to me and it's telling me, this isn't gonna work, this isn't gonna work, blah, blah, blah. For the first 30 minutes that I hear it, I am trying to think of every way to correct it or to address it and to go through it. And everything that's coming to me is extremely emotional. And I said, that's not going to work. Everything inside of me is telling me that's not going to work if you try to handle it that way. But everything inside of me that's coming up at that moment is emotional. It is emotional. And I hadn't even thought about what my mentor had taught me. I hadn't reflected back on what my mentor had taught me. But what I told myself after I kept coming up with wrong answers to correct the problem, I told myself, it was Friday, we're not going to address this right now. Contract says you have 5 days. It's Friday. Title's closed. Lender's closed. Nothing's open for business. You have until Wednesday to address it. Okay? No big deal. I decided to let it go. I reached out to everybody, explained to them some of what was happening, and said that we will have an answer that will get this resolved by Monday morning. Not a big deal. I'm sitting there, talking to him. And then Friday night, as I'm having my usual Friday outing with my wife, sure enough, the answer came to me. And I liked the answer. Friday later on, the same answer came back to me. I liked the answer. Saturday, doing my normal business. I ain't thinking about it. I know I have time. I have faith the answer will come to me. Same answer comes to me again. Later on Saturday afternoon, the answer comes to me again. But the answer is not telling me to take this to anybody or do anything with it. It's just telling me, I got your answer. Here's your answer. Don't worry about it. This is the timeline you said you would give everybody. Wait till that timeline's up. Deliver them the answer. Sunday, after church, during church, I look at my wife and I say, I got the answer to fix the problem. It keeps talking to me. She says, okay. Church is over. The answer is now screaming at me what to do, how to do it, what to say, how to say it, how long it should take. It's becoming clearer and clearer. So I say, hey, I got to make a phone call. She goes and picks up the kids from the children's area. I go down. I'm walking towards the car and I'm on the phone and I'm making the phone call. And both phone calls take a matter of 2.5 minutes. Fix the whole problem. You have to learn to be patient for the answer to these important problems, because if you didn't pray on it, before you got it, you can't expect an answer to come with every problem immediately. God very well could be sitting there saying, this ain't my issue. You didn't ask me for it. Now you find yourself in a predicament, and now you want to try to figure it out. My mentor would always tell me he would never make a decision without a couple things that he followed as rule of thumbs, without consulting with the important people around him that understood these decisions. And also, he wouldn't make a decision short of 24 to 48 hours in order to give himself some time to fester on it, to think about it, to pray about it. I've learned how to read people that when I say something to them, and especially related to my business, because you have so many different personal things attached to my business, that the natural reaction for somebody is to become emotional. It's to become emotional. Be careful to answer your questions or to try to find an answer to problems that come up quick without giving yourself some time to think about it. But also be mindful of people who react immediately emotionally to everything that comes their way. They are a wreck waiting to happen. They are a car wreck waiting to happen. I say, hey, listen, such and such happened. And man, I don't know. It doesn't look good. Somebody who will walk away and say, give me some time to think about it. And I've had to do that a lot lately. I hear what you're saying. I got it. Let me repeat it back to you. Great. Now I need some time to process it. I'll come back, and when we talk again, we'll have an answer. Versus somebody saying, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. That's not going to happen. This ain't going to happen. Stop this. Stop that. That's a very emotional person who is not thinking. I waited. Initially, the old me would have tried to address it, would have tried to confront it, would have tried to say, this is it. But everything that was coming to me, I kept saying, that don't feel right. That ain't going to work out right. If you say that, this will happen. If you're emotional and you try to take your emotional feeling to this person is going to say something emotional, and now you're both emotional about a situation that really had no emotions involved with it. It was tactical. You can always count on God to deliver you an answer. You can always count on God to deliver you an answer if you will just shut up long enough to let him talk. If you will just stop acting like everything needs to happen right here and right now and give it some time, an answer will be delivered. If your heart is open, if your mind is open, an answer will guarantee be delivered to you if you learn how to be quiet. The power of the tongue starts and ends wars. And yet we're so quick to say what we will or will not do based off of an emotional reaction. I let it go. I simply let it go. I simply let it go and just say, the answer will come to me. I believe an answer will come to me. And I believe that answer will fix it. And it did. You got to wait for your answer. You got to work hard every day, and then you have to wait for your answer. Because that's the only way that you get to where you want to be. Not by brute force. This isn't guerrilla warfare. This is spiritual warfare.